Installation of the Slam Stop device consists of the following steps. Make the required markings. Install the support bracket. Making the inlet port of the support bracket. Assembling the Slam Stop device. Mechanism positioning. Mounting position sensor and magnet. Connection of the driver and control unit. Complete the installation. Device component placement. First, magnet and position center. Do not close the door completely. Measure the distance between the door and the angle in the different points. For the correct operation of the device, the distance between the position sensor and the magnet should not exceed 10 millimeters. The plane of the door and the stand should be parallel. Second, operating the mechanism and the support bracket. For the correct operation of the device, it's recommended to install a working mechanism as close as possible to the standard car door lock. The support bracket plane should be positioned as straight as possible and parallel to the door of the car at a given location. The door actuating mechanism and the support bracket at the column should be parallel. Third, electric drives. Completely roll down the window before selecting a location for placing the electric drive, and only then determine the place to set it. To reduce the load on the door, it's recommended to install the electric drive as close as possible to the door hinge. Note that the electric drive and working mechanism are connected by steel wire. When you select an installation site for the components, observe the maximum length of the wire. Fourth, control unit. The control unit must be installed in a place protected from external action. It's also worth considering that the control unit is connected to the native power supply system, the motor controller, and the position sensor. Prick punch hole number 5 of the template on the car door. Drill a hole using a 4mm drill. Place masking tape on the column in front of the previously drilled hole. Transfer the hole position from the number 5 template on the car rack. Step 2. Prick punch the mark on the column. The support bracket must be tightened before mounting. Screw the bracket in the installed rivet until the end and tighten the plastic lock nut. Step 3. Place masking tape and make a mark on the site which would connect the bracket to the door. Shield the door and lean on the support bracket. Obtain the door tangency point with the mounting bracket. Prick punch the resulting bracket joining point. Correct the position of the template vertically. The horizontal line plotted on the template must pass through the base point and hole number 5. Prick punch the previously selected point and template hole number 6. Using an 11mm drill, make a hole in the earlier noted point of contact with the door bracket. With the same drill, make a hole in template point number 6. Connect the holes through planed lines using an angled grinder or any metal cutting tool. Drill holes number 1, 2, 3, and 4 using a 5mm drill. The slot should not be in contact with the supporting bracket when the door is closed. Mark the point where the position sensor will be installed. When choosing a place to install the door position sensor, note that the distance between the sensor and the magnet should be no more than 10 millimeters. Make sure that the installation of the sensor in the chosen place does not interfere with the operation of the other devices in the car. Also, make sure that there are no door amplifiers in this place. Prick punch the marked point and drill a 10mm hole. Carefully file holes with needle files and coat in anti-corrosive paint. Step 4. Determine the needed length of the protective cover from the mounting working gear to the previously selected installation site or electric actuator. When determining the length, note that the wire should be without sharp breaks. Attach the threaded end of the wire at the base of the damper actuator and tighten the bent needle-nosed pliers. Cut one end of the protective cover to the inner membrane using a grinder. Using the 2.5mm drill, remove the plastic membrane inside the protective cover from the side of the cut. The depth of the plunge cut is 10mm. Connect the protective cover retaining nut. Pass the wire through the protective cover. Measure the required length of the protective cover and cut the end using an angle grinder. Using the 2.5mm drill, remove the plastic membrane inside the protective cover from the side of the cut. The depth of the plunge cut is 10mm. Pass the protective cover through a lock nut. It should freeze the working gear into place. Pass the wire through the working gear and wedge. Put the protective cover on the pin switch and tighten it with a retaining nut. For correct operation of the device, the wire should be 64mm longer than the protective cover and with a curved edge of 12mm, 76mm in total length. Measure this space, then cut the excess part of the wire. Lower the wedge to the down position. Measure 12mm from the end of the wire. Fold the marked part using pliers at a 180-degree angle. Step 5. Secure a mounting clamp to the protrusion of the working gear tooling column for correct working gear operation. Place the assembled slam stop device into the car door. Secure the working gear with screws which are included through holes number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Prepare using the scoring template. Step 6. Place a magnet on the tooling column opposite the position sensor. The device must work after the first click of the lock. That is why it's important to choose the right place for the magnet installation. Pass the cord through the mounting hole. Fix the sensor by pushing on the rubber case. Step 7. Supplying power to the control unit is carried out only after complete installation. The connection must be made to a car power line and does not depend on the operation of other devices in the car. For connection, it's recommended to use copper wire with a cross-section of 1.5 millimeters to 2.5 millimeters. To select the connection point, use a wiring diagram from your car. It's recommended to install a separate fuse for the slam-stop device. The required fuse rate is 25 amps. Connect the negative terminal of the battery to the body of the car. It is strictly forbidden to use the door to connect the negative terminal of the battery. Step 8. Complete the installation. Check the operation of the device and collect the door panel, connecting all the devices of the vehicle.